This is the Cadillac SRX, and it's enjoying retirement after a long and successful career with many units sold. Today, SRX has been replaced by a new machine that takes the Cadillac crossover game into next-generation territory. And this is that machine. It's called the XT5. It's got a new name, a new engine, new looks, heaps of new features and tech, and probably most excitingly, a new cabin that goes light years ahead. If you're a luxury sport utility fan, this is a machine that's safe to start getting excited about. So let's take a closer look. Black and chrome and black and chrome and black and chrome. Is there a better way to trim a Cadillac after all? The Xt5 looks unmistakable, combining the latest brand styling cues and signature design touches for a standout package. Where the SRX looked a little upscale, this thing just looks classy. You could stare at it for hours, but then you'd be missing the best part, the cabin. As luxury utility interiors go, this thing is just on another level. You get fancies, lots of them. The latest Cadillac Q system with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, which bring your smartphone right into the central screen. There's a fully customizable instrument cluster, a head-up display, climate-controlled seats, a gigantic panoramic sunroof that practically turns the XT5 into a convertible, and in-car Wi-Fi that turns it into a rolling wireless router. Don't miss the wireless recharging slot for your phone, which juices without a cord and is air-conditioned, so you charge faster without overheating. There's also the rear-view camera mirror. Standard mirrors are for suckers. Flip this one into camera mode and your rearward view explodes by 300%, and there are no obstructions like rear seat headrests or your passengers to block visibility. But look at this cabin widely. It's so simple and elegant and tidy, but it still makes a huge impact. Materials and textures and colors all layer over one another, so it's rich and lavish and feels like $1,000,000. It's a world of stitching and leather and suede and metal, and it's not just for show. There isn't a single stitch out of place or a single crinkle in the leatherwork. It's all as perfectly arranged and assembled as Prime Minister Trudeau's hairdo. But here's what I love the most, especially after having driven the comparable BMW, Lexus, and Mercedes in the past couple of months too. Now those have interiors that look relatively busy with switches and consoles and control panels kind of sprouting up everywhere. But in here, I mean, look at this center stack. It's so simple and elegant. There's only like 6 buttons on it. That's it. It's so tidy. There's no button clutter, and without button clutter, that means there's even more room for leather and suede, and it's all uninterrupted. The whole dash is just covered in it. So unlike so many competitors, the visual focus in here is not on the tech and the gadgets. It's on the richness of the materials and how they're shown off. And isn't that what luxury is all about? Entry and exit are typical. Just slide on in and plunk down a little. The cabin is wide, so you'll feel room to spare if you're wide too. The rear seats fold fully flat when not in use, though rear seat headroom is at a serious premium for passengers of average or greater height. In back, a handy cargo rail divider keeps things in place, and the cargo area is stretched to the edges to maximize space. No problem for a weekend road trip with the family or your pooch here. Cadillac's next-generation 3.6-liter V6 is on duty. More fuel-saving features this time around, including cylinder deactivation and auto stop to all but eliminate idling. You get 310 horsepower and the promise of good mileage, which I saw with highway cruising at a good clip under 10 liters per 100 clicks. This engine doesn't match the low RPM effortlessness of some comparable turbo 6-cylinders. It just doesn't have the low rev torque, but it is a smooth performer, eager to work when pushed where it makes a great sound, and smooth and quiet and almost invisible if you're driving gently. Look for an 8-speed automatic, paddle shifting, and a new twin clutch all-wheel drive system that acts fast when needed and can be switched off on days like this where it's not, to save more fuel. Braking panic stops see a good initial bite from the pedal and a smooth and quiet ABS action, though stopping distances were a bit longer than expected. Other gripes include front seats that are a little too stiff but comfortable once settled into, and a learning curve to some of the high-tech interfaces and displays. Further, Xt5's turning circle is fairly large, which can make parking a bit of a chore, but this surround view camera system helps. Ride quality is a huge asset here, largely since the Xt5's new platform is very light, very stiff, and built as a great place to mount magnetic ride control shock absorbers, which adapt to the road on an inch-by-inch basis. These fancy magnetic shocks act as a filter between the motions of the wheels and the body, and they're capable of body motion control, and that's what you feel here. On roads where other posh utes have a ride that's churning and lurching like your stomach after Taco Tuesday in the office cafeteria, the XT5 stays basically flat and stable. You get tossed around a whole lot less, and after hours at the wheel, you find yourself more relaxed because of it. And it's not bothered by some quick browsing of a winding road either. Thanks magnetic ride control. Usually crossovers this comfy handle like a trash bag full of pudding, but XT5 is surprisingly tidy and flat. Further, the steering feels nicely set up against the ride quality and weight of the thing, and it's entirely unfazed by rougher roads. This is not the sports car of the luxury utility scene, but it will play ball if you want to push it a little. But you won't want to, though. This is a machine designed primarily to be really relaxing to drive. There's that easygoing ride and steering, then active noise cancellation, which uses special sound waves from the stereo to make the cabin quieter, and potent LED lights that take a whole lot of strain off of your eyes after dark, and a full suite of fully automatic features that give you less to worry about and fiddle with on the move, and hazard detection technologies and that camera mirror system that make it easier to keep aware of your surroundings. This is all part of Cadillac's mission at work, using technology very effectively to make for a more comfortable and more relaxing drive. And if that's what you want out of a luxury crossover, as well as a cabin that's just out of this world, the XT5 should be considered a priority test drive. Pricing from $45 with a top-line Xt5 Platinum you see here, coming in from around $68.5. Thanks for watching.